Welcome to the Brand Theory Podcast, the podcast for helping you uncover your passion, realize your purpose, and take the aligned action. Together, we're going to prove the theory that when we live our lives on brand, the possibilities become limitless. I'm your host, Danielle Marquesi, branding expert and business coach. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of the Brand Theory Podcast. Today, we are going to be completing the last episode in the little mini series we have going here on using your personal brand to elevate your business. Like I keep saying, having a personal brand, having a little bit more of that personality, that trait that makes you uniquely you inside your business and displaying this a little bit more builds upon a like, trust, and know factor. When our audience feels like they know us, they start to trust us, and when they start to trust us, they're more likely to opt into our freebies. They're more likely to opt into our low paid for offers, our higher paid for offers, because they feel like they have a connection with us. And that could be something as simple as sharing your morning coffee, your relationship with your mom, your significant other, your dog, anything, or what you're watching on TV. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, go back and listen to the episode right before this where I talk about the 3 things. But it can be very basic and very not scary or not icky to share a little bit more about who you are. Now, if you're listening to these and you're thinking, I really don't know where to start, I honestly don't even know the 3 things that I would choose, I'm a little confused. I want you to pause this episode right now and go and take the free quiz that is in the show notes. You can find it in the link in my bio. It's pretty much everywhere right now on my social media. This is the only personality test you will ever have to take in your entire life. Forget about the tests you took in high school. Forget about all the maybe Elite Daily tests that have popped up on your social media. This is the only one you will ever need to take. This is going to tell you your brand superpower. Now, when I say your brand superpower, this is going to tell you based on a bunch of fun memes I've put together, a bunch of really cool questions. I promise it's the easiest quiz you'll ever take. It's only 10 questions. This is going to tell you what sort of category you may fit inside your personality. And this is seen as your superpower. You are what sets your business apart from others in your field, right? So you have a superpower, whether you believe it or not. And it's kind of like thinking about the person you are in your friend group. So I'll just go run through some of the categories. Some of the categories are the creative, the caregiver, the listener, the enlightener, the queen bee. There's a lot of different things. And this really isn't to fit you into a category. This isn't to say this is who you are. I think I'm a culmination of a bunch of things, honestly. But this is just to kind of give you a basis of if you are feeling lost in sharing that personality or starting to build a personal brand and you don't really know where to start. Sometimes just getting a little creative, doing something fun like this quiz can help you have a starting point. So once you take this quiz, it kind of gives you an explanation of that particular category, whether you're the caregiver, the creative, the enlightener, and so on. And it just kind of sparks some creativity. It sparks your brain to think about yourself in a different way. A lot of people have been saying that this quiz is pretty much key on to who they are. And it's funny, I had particular people in mind as I was doing this. And I was like, wow, she's definitely going to get that result. She's definitely going to get that result. He may get that result. So it's kind of cool to see everyone get the results that I thought and then share it on their Instagram and all that fun stuff. So if you're confused about who you are, if you're confused about where to start in building the personal brand, start there. Start by taking this quiz. My results, it's funny, I've taken this quiz 2 times. I made it a couple months ago. And when I took it then, I was the creative. And that's kind of somebody who may seem like they have a lot going on, and it may seem like they are always working on 100 things at once, because I think as creatives, we're just multi-passionate and we want to do as many things as possible to help as many people as possible, and we're free to, or we feel like we're free to explore a lot of different avenues to get to that point. So to the average eye, or not to the average eye, to the naked eye, it may seem like we have a lot going on, we're a little disorganized, but I think it actually is organized chaos. As creatives, we're very organized in our own heads, and sometimes we have a hard time figuring out how to explain that to people, but that's like through our art we do that. And that your art could be painting, could be coloring, it could be that kind of realm, or it could be building a sales page and building this whole entire funnel that's behind your business. So it doesn't need to look like one thing. That's something else I want you guys to keep in mind when you're taking this quiz and seeing the results. It doesn't necessarily look like one thing for everybody. There's a lot of different interpretations that you can get from these results. The second time I clicked the quiz, as I launched it, I got the caregiver. So I don't know if I was like going through something at the time where I felt like I was the one in the group where a lot of my friends were leaning on, which I love being that person, and I answered the questions differently. But I'm totally okay with being both of those things. And like I said, I feel like I have a little bit of all of these personalities inside my one. Maybe it's the Libra in me wanting to be balanced and wanting to have a little bit of everything. But like I said, just use this as a starting point, a base point of building this personal brand. And it gets to be simple, guys. It gets to be you. It doesn't need to be inauthentic. It doesn't need to be sticky. It doesn't need to feel overwhelming. It doesn't need to feel like you're fitting in a box. If I said this once, I'll say it one more time. And this is exactly where I'm going to leave you, because I really want you to now take the step in starting to build this. This is not about reinventing ourselves. This is not about fitting into somebody else's shoebox. This is not about doing things online or in our businesses because we see it working for other people. If that's what you want to do because it's interesting to you and you feel like it could work for you, go for it. Make sure it's in alignment with you. But if there is something that's not feeling right, I 100% think we need to challenge ourselves. We need to push ourselves outside our comfort zone. But if there's something about it that is undeniably not in alignment with who you are, does not feel authentic about sharing that particular thing or wanting that particular thing, that's not part of your personal brand, don't force it. There is a way to figure out your personal brand that represents you. You are the thing that sets your business apart from others in your field. So getting a little more personal and making sure it is in alignment with who you are, making sure it's on brand to who you are as a person, as you. Do not change yourself or your business. That is when you start attracting the clients that really light you up. That's when you start attracting the community that really lights you up, that's engaged in your content, that's coming to your trainings, that's opting into your freebies, that's coming to you for advice, that's coming to you to see the latest thing that you're watching on TV because they just want to talk to you about it. That's when the conversations happen to you rather than you going out hunting the starting conversations for the sale. This is all about laying the foundations for those conversations, for those genuine human conversations that lead into just a really great community or eventually a really great sale or a really great client. So go out there, take the quiz, get started. There's also an exclusive offer that will only be available for the next few weeks at the end of the quiz. I'm not even going to say any more than that, but I put my heart and soul into this quiz and into the things that happen after because I believe so strongly in the power of building this personal brand. And I want to break it down as simple as possible and not make it overwhelming and not making it this big to do because it really is just you. It's just you and you're great and you have so much to offer into the world and inside your business and inside your community. And I want to highlight that. I want to highlight you. So this is the first step to doing that, guys. And let me know your results. Make sure you tag me in your stories, take a screenshot of the results or whatever, or start the conversation with me. I'm always here for your thoughts, questions, concerns, and all of it. With that, I will say goodbye. I will see you next week. Enjoy the quiz. Enjoy your day. Do something today that your future self will thank you for.